Hey, Scott here, Scotty's Animals. This video is going to be about traveling with your guinea pigs. Before I get into that topic though, I wanted to just say thank you to my Patreons, my supporters on Patreon, because they are making such a difference in my life, and that is in turn helping me make a difference in the lives of animals in need and the people that do so much to help them. So I just wanted to real quick list off my patrons, and I've got like 17 patrons now. So my patrons past and present, I just want to say thank you to Allison, to Carrie, to Carolyn, Christina, Deborah, Alina, Erica, Ava, Jennifer, Jim, Leonie, Linda, Megan, Peggy, Rita, Sarah, Sherilyn, hey Shark, Stephanie, the Yarn Closet, and Valerie. So thank you guys so much. It really means the world to me to think that you guys would take the time to support me. And when you do support me on Patreon, you get access to a special feed where I post secret behind the scenes things, heads up about things that are coming that I don't share anywhere else. Also, you get discounts to my Etsy shop and discounts on various shirts and items in the store. Let's talk about guinea pig carriers. Now, if you're traveling, suppose you are going away for the weekend, you're gonna go visit friends or family, or maybe you're moving cross country. I got a message the other day, someone was moving cross country and they wanted to know how to keep their piggies comfortable. So we're gonna talk about that, the various different carriers, and what situations they're the most appropriate. So here's some soft carriers. These are generally good for one guinea pig, although two smaller pigs that know each other might be fine. This one I found at the dollar store. I'll put a link to that video up here. But it's soft. I put a little piece of coroplast in here. I'll show you how it works. And this is just a little extra piece. And I just stuff it in here. No, guys, there's no treats. There's no treats. Not right now anyways. I'll have to get them some lettuce or something. So this props up in there so that it stays supported. And I've seen a lot of people at the rescue with those. Nothing wrong with those. They're great for a couple hour trip total. So this again, you know, if you're going on a short trip, less than an hour, you put fleece on the bottom here. This one's great. It's a little bit higher end, a little bit stiffer. Okay, it opens up on both sides, the front and the back flaps. It's got mesh. It's a nice option if you're going to the guinea pig rescue for a health check or in an emergency situation to get to the vet. But any longer than, you know, a good 30-minute trip there and back, it's going to start to not be the most pleasant experience for your piggies, because they're going to pee and poop in there, and it's just not enough space for them to spread their wings. Right, BB? Come here. Come here. BB. Come on. No flybys, Maverick. All right. Okay, so we can also talk about cat carriers. I don't have any of those right now, but cat carriers can be a lifesaver if you have to transport lots of piggies in a very small area, because just like these small carriers, they're small but they're stiff, and you can stack them if you had to, in an emergency situation, transport 10 to 20 or hundreds of pigs like we have at the Guinea Pig Rescue. So I'll put a picture up here of one of those carriers, but you know what I'm talking about. It's just a plastic cat carrier. They're usually rectangular. They have lots of holes for vents, and they have doors that swing open, and you can take them apart pretty easily. They're really nice. You can store them in a closet when you're not using them. But for a long day trip, I really love using just a good old-fashioned pet store cage. This cage is not great for your piggy to live in. You do not want even one guinea pig to live in here. This might be okay if you have rescued a mama who's pregnant and about to have babies, but generally speaking, you don't want your guinea pigs to live in a cage like this. It's much too small. But for a road trip, it's perfect. So I'm not going to go drive around the block or anything, but let's get some piggy models in there, and let's load them up in the car, and I'll show you what it's like. All right, well, I just got them in the back here, and I put a towel over the top. If there's too much sunlight, then I can slide it like that, give them some shade. Or if it's good for them to have some sun. What are you doing, Nate? Digging around? This is, you're making a mess in here. You're making a mess. I put a big pile of hay in there, but I've used this bedding to transport some piggies already, so they're probably sniffing some other piggies. So load it up with hay and a bowl of pellets, and I put some a carrot and some lettuce in there, and they'd be ready to go. I do try to strap them in somehow. You know, you can't really put one seat belt, but you just sort of, I kind of have it latched over here and then kind of wrapped around. And I've also leaned the seat back. If you don't have a passenger, you can lean the seat back so that this thing won't go flying. That's a good tip. Here's another pro tip. I leave the water bottle off. If you are driving, then you're going to be bouncing, and this thing's just going to drip, 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 drip. You just keep them hydrated with some veggies, and when you stop, then you can hook this thing up, you know, and I've just got like a little romaine lettuce wire. That's what I use to just connect it with, but of course you could use whatever comes with the water bottle, the regular thing. Here's another thing. Don't forget to put the door, the hinge, facing you. Even though I've got the seat back, pushing it like this, I can easily stop. I lift the seat forward, and now if I need to get them, or if I want to give them some treats, it's a lot easier like this. If you have this doorway on the back of the seat, then you won't be able to get to them unless you take them out. So just something to think about when you're putting it in the back seat. Right, and then just lean it back again. Boom. Nice and snug, and we're ready to go. And if you had a bunch more pigs, then you just double this up or triple it up. If you had a car full of pigs like I mentioned, you might want to just put them individual cat carriers. All right, that's it. If you have any questions or comments, or if you've done any road trips and you did it a little bit differently, but you have something that worked for you, definitely put it in the comments, because that's what it's all about, right? We're sharing our experience. So I'm going to focus on parking here. But yes, I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. What's the longest trip that you guys have ever gone on with your piggies? Nate and Snoop, ready for a road trip. Ready to drive all day. Right, Nate?